Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the new episode of the TreeTopChat. We sincerely hope that you have enjoying the summer we have. We also appreciate the response to what we're doing with the TreeTopChat, and it seems that people are very happy with what we're doing. So thank you for that. Last week we had a great chat with Mika from Arborist FI. If you missed that, you can always look afterwards on our YouTube channel. And also Instagram has added a new feature where we actually can save the videos from Instagram, and we can upload those later to our YouTube channel, so you can watch it afterwards if you want to in the future. So today we will be speaking to Will on Instagram. Will is an arborist and a bowlturner from the UK who had just recently moved to Sweden. After some hassle with customs or whatever, we have to check it out, say what it says. So it will be very interesting to hear about that whole story, what happened. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Hey, hey Anders.
Hi, Will, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. You?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, we finally made it here to Sweden. Great weather and great people.
Great, great. So actually, where are you in this country?
We are just away from Bollnäs.
Bollnäs.
Yeah, maybe 20 minutes drive from Bollnäs.
Okay. So nice. So you've been here for about a week, 10 days, or what is it?
Yeah, maybe we've been here 10 days. We've just got set up in our little place to live. And then we're going to start working on restoring our house. And then get to work as well, back into the trees.
Oh, nice. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, as you know, we have a bit of an agenda here, so I'll just get right into it. So my first question has really become a question that we ask everybody, and of course, it's very interesting since everybody has a different story and a different answer to tell. So, how did you end up in the arborist industry, and what did that industry look like when you joined?
Okay, yeah. So I actually started in the arb industry. Through my other business of making bowls and spoons. I needed to get some wood to make some bowls, and I knew a guy I'd known from a long time back, and he worked in the woods. I got in touch with him. I ended up doing my chainsaw tickets and bits and pieces, and then working in the woods for a couple of years, hand cutting. It was a lot of hard work. It was good fun. And then I decided that gardenry and arborist work was, it looked really interesting. You'd see a guy climbing in a tree. People would be working in a big group. So, yeah, I did some tickets for the climbing and sort of went from there, really.
Oh, nice.
I was working in London quite a lot there, back in the UK. Which, you get some nice trees and nice work, but it's not without the downside of obviously the crime aspect there. So, you have to be aware of where your kit is at all times. That was a big draw for us to come to Sweden, actually, was the lower crime rates. You can work somewhere here in a town or a city and not be worried that your truck or your chipper is going to disappear.
That's nice to feel safe, huh?
Yeah. But then, so yeah, for me, that was it. I've been in tree work for 5 or 6 years now. So, not as long as some of the other guys that you've talked to, and not as experienced, but you're always learning. There's always something new to learn. There's always a new skill someone can show you a new trick every day at work. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
what So in your work as an arborist, what do you enjoy the most?
I guess it's probably a prune or a reduction. I think is my favourite kind of stuff. You know, if you get to a job site and the customer says, you know, they've got like you know, let's say an oak tree, and they want a flat top on it, and then you say to them that you can do a proper reduction. You know, you reduce the size of the tree, and the shape looks great, and the customer doesn't even notice where you've been in the tree. You know, to them it still looks like a tree, and it's not just flat like they wanted. That's my favorite thing, I think, is a really good reduction.
Okay. And also, of course, the interaction with the client, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know, you get to meet different people, and obviously making the customer happy at the end of the day is the important thing. They're obviously, you know, providing them with good quality tree service that's right for the tree as well. Not always maybe doing exactly what they want if it's wrong for the trees. Yeah. You know, the trees need to be treated equally as well as the people. So yeah,
Exactly.
a reduction, dealing with nice people, that's, I think, the best thing for me of a day of work. Nice.
So, you know, you actually started, you know, as a bowl turner, and as we can see, so on your posts on Instagram, you're very skillful at it. So, tell us a little bit about, you know, the craftsmanship side of your career and how that started. You know, because obviously now you get the raw materials from the trees for that bowl turning business you're doing. But give us some insight there, please.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, so I think I ended up buying a lathe, an electric lathe, and at the time we used to have like a little tiny metal garage. So, you know, I worked in there. I taught myself how to make bowls and spoons. And at the time there wasn't so much, you know, the internet there wasn't as much, you couldn't Google everything. You had to learn, you know, through books or the hard way. Yeah. But then obviously that led me towards like the historical stuff, and obviously Sweden has a big wood culture, so that was another draw, you know, for coming to Sweden, is being able to research articles, you know, in real time. Yeah. We can go to a museum here and handle wooden bowls and spoons from 200 or 300 years ago. So yeah, and obviously, you know, free resources. I can't complain with free wood. So
so what about that business now? How are you able to continue that whilst you're in Sweden? Or
I think eventually, yeah. I mean, we've got the house we're in here. I mean, you know, you can see behind me, it's in pieces. So I think for at least a year, we're going to be busy restoring this house. And then, you know, I might find some time in between. But I would imagine for a year, probably I'm not going to be turning. But the plan will be, obviously, once we're settled, to get set back up and get back to making bits and pieces, yeah, bowls and spoons and stuff.
Yeah. So did you bring any of the equipment needed for that?
We shipped all of our original plan was to rent a van in the UK and drive to Sweden with all our stuff and take the van back. But obviously with Corona and borders being shut, that really put a stop on that. So I put all of our machines and all of our stuff into pallets. And we sent them. And then when everything arrived, the heaviest pallet full of machines was on top of another pallet of machines. So it was quite tense time, wondering if everything was broken, you know, because it's expensive machinery. But everything was okay. The machines arrived safely. Everything's here and fine. So it was, it wasn't such a worry in the end.
Yeah, nice. Well, that was very fortunate, I guess, because I know what it is to get the damaged goods
Yeah.
when shipping all over the world, actually. So you also have a shop for this. Tell us a little bit about the shop and how it has evolved, what products you have. Maybe I suppose a lot of the Arboristbutiken viewers would be interested. Is there something you have to show?
Um, Most of it, all of our stuff is still kind of packed up and tucked away in different places. The most common thing I make probably is like an everyday eating bowl and a spoon. Um, and then you can every day you can use those two items, and every day you use them, they get better. They get a patina, so they become prettier over time, and the more you use them. But yeah, I make a variety of stuff on there. I mean, bowls, spoons. I've made some really pretty knife handles onto some Swedish Mora blades from some prunus wood before.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so if I've got obviously a fruit tree coming down or some lovely walnut or something, then we would mill that as well. Um, and small pieces of furniture and stuff. But the online store, yeah, that's the easiest way for me to sell. Like yourself, people can view everything you've got. They can click it. Yeah, I mean, people love shopping from the sofa, feet up on the sofa, shopping. You get carried away. It's like when you go onto your site. You can get carried away and just click, 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 and loads of stuff's in
Yeah.
the shopping cart, and then you've spent like £100. So
Yeah. Actually, we have had some customers who've been doing some shopping from Treetops as well. So see what you mean with the sofa there.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
So this is this the reason you have become a bit of a Instagram celebrity? With 23,000 plus followers, or
I mean, I think a lot of the followers there are maybe people that have joined at some point, and maybe have gone away. But I guess, yeah, it's just a case of maybe consistency in the photos and stuff. Consistent either work. It's either tree work or it's something I've made. So I guess obviously the people that want to see either handcrafted work or tree work are going to be those followers. Um,
yeah.
and I think as well, a lot of
So,
arborists are into wooden stuff, um,
yeah. Mm.
even if maybe
Very
they
nice.
don't make it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you think those are the main reasons that people are being drawn to your content on your Instagram account?
I mean, I'd like to think so. I mean, there's no photos of me in like a bikini or speedos posing on the beach, so it must be the work and the photos.
Yeah. So since you quite recently moved to Sweden, give us some insight to the reasons why, and obviously some of the complications of getting here.
Okay, yeah. I mean, moving is one of the most stressful things that you can do. Um, we'd planned to have moved at the end of March, so my partner and I had both stopped working. We'd done last tax returns in the UK, so we couldn't work. And then Corona's shut everything down because we were driving here from the UK, so we had to come through like France, Belgium, Germany, and Denmark. So that was like a big stop for us to come. But we finally got here. Yeah, I mean the biggest draw here was that you can buy a property for an affordable price. With in the UK, all the houses are packed in real tight together. Most of the people aren't very friendly, but it's literally the first day we got here, one of the neighbours came round, and he knew we didn't have water because we need to get the well sorted. So the neighbour was bringing us water around in big containers.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, you know, everyone's friendly in Sweden. I don't think we've met a Swedish person that's not friendly. Um, I
That's
think
very good to hear.
I think from people I've heard that when we were saying we were coming to Sweden, people have said, you know, Swedish people are quite quiet and they maybe don't like to talk to people. But we've found the opposite. It's a bit confusing for me because my Swedish is terrible. But my partner, Charlotte, my girlfriend, she's getting really good at Swedish. So it's working out okay. But
That's
yeah, I
good.
mean, yeah.
Good. So that means now where you're living, that means that you probably are going to be skiing this winter, I suppose, huh?
Either skiing or we'll be getting snowed in. Yeah, I mean, luckily the neighbours and stuff have got plows, but they've told us that the road doesn't get ploughed for maybe a week. So it may be that we're skiing to work. But I guess where you are, you've not got as much. You've not got any ski slopes.
Well, you know, we have a couple around Stockholm here, not very high ones, but you know, yeah, there are some slopes here actually.
Yeah.
Just out, you know, there's one just outside the city, which is quite popular in wintertime. But last season there was no snow at all in Stockholm, so it was shut down completely.
Wow. This year was
Yeah.
quite low for snow, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, particularly in the southern parts of the country. You know, up north, I think it was a record. Very far up north, they had like 5 meters or something.
It's
But
good when you can measure
down here,
snow.
very little. Yeah. So coming back to your arborist work, you know, we're asking this question to everybody as well. So what's your favorite piece of gear, you know, you're using?
I think for me, it's probably a boring choice, but it's a Petzl zigzag.
Yeah. Have we heard that before?
I mean, you know, it eats slack. You can put their new wrench, the chicane on it. You know, run SRT. It's just super smooth. You know, it's. I mean, between a zigzag and a silky saw, you know, that's my favorite kit, really.
Ah, nice to hear.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Silky will be happy now.
And you can get both of them from you, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a whole wall here of zigzags and chicanes and Silky work as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Absolutely. So I got a little curious about your name. I was figuring, you know, you're the hungry squirrel. You know, I suppose the squirrel is because you're very quick, you know, in the trees and the crowns. But you know, the hungry. Are you a big eater?
My dad used to have a kitchen company, and it was called Squirrel Woodcraft. And then, I guess I like eating chocolate and sweets and stuff. So I kind of modified the name a little bit. We ended up with the Hungry Squirrel, which it kind of sticks as well when you say it to people. They kind of remember it. So it's it seemed to be quite a cool little name. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you know, this with wood and you know, craftsmanship kind of runs in the family, I suppose. Then.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, he ran that company for as long as I can remember. You know, when I was a kid, I'd be at the workshop if I wasn't at school. You know, playing in the sawdust and stuff. So as long as I can remember, he's done kitchens and furniture. But yeah, no, he's retired now, so it's just me carrying on the wooden stuff.
Okay. So where in the UK did you grow up? Was it out in the countryside or in the city?
Yeah, so we came from Kent, so in the southeast of England. The easiest way to describe it is where France starts, come back into the UK a little bit, and that's where we used to live.
Okay.
So we were right on the channel, right by where France and England are together.
Okay.
but we could, you know, I regularly would go up to London for work. It was like an hour's drive or so.
Okay.
But that's where
Nice.
we've always been. Yeah, yeah.
So, is there any questions that you have for us? Or is there any questions from the audience?
I guess the only question I have is, when are you going to have a shop up this way? So I haven't got to drive as far south.
Well, you know, that's a question I had before, but you know, right now we're kind of stationary right here.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a, you know, challenge to move or open stores in other parts of the country, as you can imagine.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But you know, you're more than welcome when you're ready to see the capital.
Yeah, I mean, every time we've been to Sweden so far, the people at the airport have said, they say, "Oh, you're going to Stockholm?" No, and they're surprised that we're not going to the city. But no, we've definitely got a plan to head down south at some point. Yeah, we'll definitely come and see you guys.
Yeah.
And probably
Just
end up
give me a ring, and I'll take you for lunch.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
Perfect.
And it's also only maybe 20 Swedish miles or so.
Yeah, exactly. It's about 200 kilometers down from where you are, I guess.
Yeah.
So
but I've heard
that's
of
two and a half hour drive.
You have Swedish miles here. As my neighbor was
Yeah, we have Swedish miles, or actually, it's you know, something you will get familiar to with the metric system, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, is there any questions from the audience? No. Okay, well, I think we call it the day there. Thank you very much for joining. You're welcome to the store, as I said, you know, anytime. So for everybody, if you missed parts of this or the whole episode, this will go up on our YouTube channel during the weekend. So next time we will be speaking to Baumpflege Huntermark, which is a German arborist, and he's also a representative of Quran. So that will be very interesting. With that being said, thank you again, everybody. Well, thanks. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.